Hello and welcome back to the first Popcorn Corner of 2025. Now, I do have a little recap of the films that I watched at the end of 2024 and the beginning of 2025. They're going to be coming in the next day or two, but we have to talk about the Super Bowl trailers because there are some insane heavy hitters in here. So I am going to go through some honourable mentions though. F1 looks actually pretty good, to be honest with you, starring Brad Pitt, and even as a non-F1 fan, I'm looking forward to it. Megan 2.0, our favourite new diabolical doll, is back for another go, and she's dancing along to Chapel Roan in this teaser. Rihanna leads an all-new Smurfs cast in a new sort of animated feature, which looks alright, to be fair. And Novocaine got a new trailer, which looks pretty painful, but a lot of fun. Alright, now to get into it. First on the list, the live-action How to Train Your Dragon got a new TV spot showing Hiccup releasing Toothless and building that bond that we saw in the animated version. Now, with Hiccup proving he's not like the rest of the Vikings that wants to kill the dragons, he wants to save them, and you can really see the connection that they're building before they go into all of these aerial abilities, evading dragons, and building that bond that will last a lifetime. Next up, the live-action Lilo&Stitch got a hilarious TV spot with Stitch running wild across the football field with people trying to catch him using bins and by hand, but obviously, he's too much to handle, hijacks a buggy, crashes it into the goalpost before saying that famous line that we all know and love. And the commentary on this was great too, but we want a proper trailer, come on Disney! Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning also got a new TV spot, which a lot of the clips were from the previous trailer we'd already seen, but there were some new ones in there, like Tom Cruise doing his classic sprint running and new shots of a submarine filling with water. Klemtiev, is that the right way you say it? Yeah, okay. Sorry, I am butchering that pronunciation. Anyway, Mantis from Guardians of the Galaxy is kicking ass and taking names. See what I did there? And then there's another shot of the big stunt of the film, Tom Cruise hanging from that yellow aeroplane. Honestly, Tom, just take a break after this and do a period drama or something. Just save your body. Next up, Jurassic World Rebirth got a new TV spot, but watching them both together kind of like just seems a condensed version of the first trailer. So I'm going to talk about that instead. Scarlett Johansson, Jonathan Bailey and Mahershala Ali star in this latest reboot / sort of next chapter of the Jurassic story, where Bailey's character Dr. Henry Loomis, hold on, wasn't Loomis part of a spell in Harry Potter or something? Anyway, he plays the geeky doctor that's been sent on the mission that he didn't want to go on and is accompanied and protected by Scarlett Johansson's Zora Bennett, who seems to be some kind of ex-army or militia type character who's basically going to look after the scientists while they get what they need from the park. But obviously they need a way to get there, and as you would imagine, the mission's not by the book. So insert Mahershala Ali as Duncan Kincaid, who seems to be your classic smuggler, get you into places you kind of shouldn't go character, who's going to take them to the island under the radar. Now, I know this sounds very much like the same story of the previous entries, and you might be like, well, what's the difference? Why am I watching the same film over and over again? Well, I don't have the answer for that, to be honest with you, but I have heard that this film could be R-rated and pretty gruesome, so let's have a look at it. And I'm also intrigued as well if Scarlett Johansson does turn into that half dinosaur, half human that was leaked a little while ago. Don't know about that. And finally, we are ending with a double dose of Marvel, one from the Super Bowl and one that we absolutely need to talk about. Okay, so we got our second trailer for the Thunderbolts, which has shocked fans by its reaction, and there's a good reason for it.
We can't do this. No one here is a hero.
Lena, when I look at you, I don't see your mistakes. That's why we need each other.
Okay, that was really good.
We are the Thunderbolts!
Can't call ourselves that.
God, thank you.
So we've met our anti-heroes before: Yelena, Bucky, John Walker, Red Guardian, Ghost and Taskmaster. But we now get a proper look at the villain of this film, Sentry, or should I say his alter ego, the Void. Alright, so a quick bit of history on Marvel's Superman. He's originally a normal guy and was given a tampered version of the super soldier serum, and it was 1,000 times more potent, and it gave him the powers of 1 million exploding suns. Take that in for a sec. But Bob Reynolds, or Sentry, has a strange relationship with a malevolent entity called the Void, which is basically a cosmic force that's represented as darkness that lives within Sentry's mind, kind of like a cosmic dark parasite that turns him into a nasty and formidable villain. Okay, so back to the trailer. As we move through, we see the political side of things with Valentina trying to essentially build this new team of anti-heroes to suit her own needs. Bucky's now a congressman, and there's a bit of the facility where Sentry's been held for who knows how long. The music starts to build and they've chosen an absolute banger for this one. Starships, Nothing's Gonna Stop Us Now from the 80s, which is one of the biggest songs of the 80s, to be honest with you. And it gives us a sense of the Thunderbolts working together to overcome anything. And I'm also loving the way that Marvel is choosing these incredible songs from that time and making them even more dramatic. We've seen it with Madonna's Like a Prayer from Deadpool and Wolverine, and the playlists from Guardians of the Galaxy films has been outrageous, and I am here for it. Okay, so now to the serious bit though. We see Sentry as the Void literally making people into shadows. I'm not joking. This is harrowing. This is worse than the dusting in Avengers Infinity War, in my opinion, because, well, I mean, just look at it. We don't get a full proper look at Sentry's face on this trailer though, but what we do see is him hovering in front of some helicopters and also ripping Bucky's arm off like it's a toy and just throwing it to one side. Now, a lot of people thought this movie was going to be a bit meh and was trying too hard to be funny, but after seeing this trailer, I actually think that this is going to surprise a lot of people and be quite dark, as well as funny. And with that asterisk at the end of the film title, does this mean it's going to be changed, potentially, to the Dark Avengers? And we get to see that storyline. Either way, I'm buzzing for this film. It's going to be so good. Now, this last one, technically, wasn't a Super Bowl big game spot trailer, but there is not a chance in the world that I wouldn't bring up one of my childhood favourites growing up getting their MCU debut. Of course, we have to talk about the Fantastic Four First Steps trailer. I'm so excited for this one.
Welcome to the Baxter Building.
We make a point to do family dinner every week. Sunday at 7, on the dot, no matter what. We're all here.
Whatever life throws at us, we'll face it together. As a family.
Okay, so the trailer opens with Sue Storm and Reed Richards walking the press around their penthouse apartment in the Baxter Building, and Reed makes a point of them having dinner at 7 every Sunday on the dot, and everyone is there. Basically, he's trying to reassure public perception of them as a normal family, because technically they are, and in their time though, they are celebrity astronauts and superheroes living out in the open, which initially upsets Ben Grimm as he's the only one not able to hide his powers with that orange rocky exterior, whereas the others just look human. We then get a great look at the Baxter Building with the Fantastic Four logo on it before we see Herbie and the Thing cooking in the kitchen. I tell you what though, I was waiting for a cousin! You know, because Eben Moss Backrack's playing the Thing and he was on the bear. Oh, come on, keep up, will ya? Anyway, I love the interaction between these two, and you can see Reed and Sue sitting down and laughing at Ben, saying that the sauce needs 2 cloves of garlic to add that little zip. Cousin! Sorry, I will get over that in a minute. Herbie was basically saying, yeah, whatever, and kind of rolled his eyes. The next few clips are of Reed working out what looks to be how to travel the multiverse on his blackboards, which we know is going to be key for this film. We then see the team suit up for their space adventure, and I actually think this might be their second one, because we saw previously how it was setting up how they got their powers, but Reed sounds like he's got regrets from that expedition, and he's talking to Sue about it because he feels like it's his fault. And we see some pretty cool shots of the entire team, to be honest. Ben sees himself in his human form on the telly just as he's walking past the TV store, and then the TV cuts to black and he sees himself as the Thing. Johnny Storm showing off his powers as the Human Torch, leaping from a balcony after catching fire and flying around the city, and with Sue comforting Reed, saying Ben's always been a rock, not in the literal sense, but in their friendship. Johnny's always been Johnny, and I'm right here, but this is where we see Sue Storm using her powers, which looks so sick, by the way. It looks like there's spectrums of light in this film rather than the blue or white energy we've previously seen, and Vanessa Kirby is the perfect casting for Sue Storm. We then see Johnny pushing the boundaries of his new powers, flying up to the atmosphere before burning out, which we kind of can relate back to Iron Man 1 with that, when Tony went up to the atmosphere and froze over and fell back down to Earth. And then one of the most interesting shots of the trailer, which looks as if there's something coming towards Earth ready to destroy it. Who or what could it be? We get a shot of the fantastic car, Johnny flying around the city, Ben sprinting towards some danger. John Malkovich makes an appearance as a mystery character, but many people are thinking he's playing Ivan Kragov or the Red Ghost, and we do love a bit of John Malkovich, don't we? Then two of the most exciting shots in MCU history takes place. Galactus is finally making his MCU debut and he looks comic book accurate and incredible. Now there's two reasons why I'm so excited for this, right? Number one, Galactus is one of my favourite villains in any superhero franchise, let alone in the Marvel comics, which I read loads growing up, to be honest with you. And number two, my now good friend Ralph Ineson is played Galactus. And Ralph is genuinely perfect for this casting. His voice is literally Galactus through and through. So Ralph, big round of applause, my friend. Ralph and I have spoke about this a few times, and obviously he's not given anything away at all. He's not allowed to. Obviously Marvel are gonna do their thing. But what he did say is that he's super excited to bring Galactus to life and do him justice for all the fans that wanted to see him done properly for so many years, rather than that grey cloud that we got, honestly. But I am buzzing to see him in this. I'm so excited. And then that final shot with the music swirling and the choir singing. Literally gives you chills, and you can see the whole team in their comic book accurate suits ready to battle. Now this is by far the most important MCU movie this year and moving forward, because the Fantastic Four are loved by so many fans and non-fans of Marvel that they need to get this one right. And I, for one, am absolutely buzzing to see this in July. That's all from me, and I'll see you next time.